Morning, guys. Just getting set up here. Um, I will be kind of going over what we're looking at in a second. So we had some news at 9:45, some data at 9:45, which was the flash manufacturing PMI red folder. We also have existing home sales coming up at 10, which is orange folder. So we did get some delivery from the 9:45. Um, Didn't really take out sell side or anything. We just kind of continued up. Um, and that was that. So waiting to see what we get here at 10 o'clock. But zooming out here, we'll just go over the liquidity that we have. So we have sell side or buy side liquidity right here. Um, Yesterday's high. I'm gonna have to jump up to the 1 hour chart to see the previous liquidity. So this, we'll just consider this a relative equal high with yesterday's high. We've got this right here, some relative equal highs, some buy side liquidity here, and I believe, let's see, yeah, so this is the all-time high. So got these relative equal highs and this on the 1 hour, and that's pretty much what we're looking at for buy side. Still on the 15 year, but we've got these relative equal lows for sell side from the New York AM session, and I believe this is the New York AM open. Actually, here this is just New York AM. Then we have all these relative equal lows here, so nice sell side liquidity pool, and this being the sell side liquidity from this morning's London slash Asia session. We have this down here as well. Um, Not really standing out to me too much. And then we have this, which is yesterday's low. Let's see what that level is. 21,883.75. So that's kind of what we have right now on buy side and sell side liquidity. Um, Also just gonna jump up to the 1 week. So it's gonna look a little messy here on the 1 week, but didn't mean for that to happen. And we just had that news data release at 10 o'clock. So watch over here to see what happens. But on the 1 week, we've got a pretty straightforward, just up move. So we can maybe expect TGIF, which is a 20 to 30% retracement, which I have noted here. And you can't really see because of all the data that I have on here. But 20% retracement would be about 21,949, and 30% is about 21,887. So just gonna jump up now, or jump back down now to first the 1 minute, and then we'll hop into the 15 second. So on the 1 minute, it's fairly clean. It's not very efficient, but it's at least kind of clean. So we could see a little bit of what was going on here on the way up. Not the most efficient run up, but we did take out this buy side here. As well as, let's see what we've got so far. The relative equal highs from the Asia session last night. So we're going to drop down to the 15 second to see if that's going to tell us anything more. So right now kind of looks like we're just in an area of inefficient price delivery. But we want to watch this order block here just to see whether or not we will respect it. Again, pretty inefficient price delivery. So I'm kind of expecting right now for price to whipsaw for a bit, and then eventually we'll get something. But most important thing to watch right now is this order block. So we're going to grade this to see if price right here goes back through the midpoint. So pretty fast delivery there. Um, I'm not certain we're going to continue lower, but if this is going to be a high resistance liquidity run for sell side, we didn't really have much of a chance to take an entry, so we pretty much would have had to take one sometime around here when we kind of close below this order block. But we can see this candle here alone is, let's see, open to close, about 20 handles, so not something that I necessarily would want to take. But we're just gonna watch here to see if we actually do deliver to sell side, which I'd be kind of surprised if we did do that relatively quickly, just based on how inefficient this price delivery has been this morning. And not just this morning, but I guess this week, altogether, this week hasn't been very good in terms of clean delivery. Been kind of ping-ponging between two sides of liquidity and not really going to take out either side pretty much all week. Although last night's Asia session, that was a little bit different. But for the New York sessions, that's kind of been what we've been seeing. So it looks like we may close below this order block here. We want to see if we respect this midpoint, which I don't think we will. Again, seems like a high resistance liquidity run. So I do kind of expect price to come back above the midpoint of this. Um, but I would think ultimately we'd be seeking this. So so already back through the midpoint here. Not the cleanest delivery still. At the moment, all three indices are in the negative territory. ES is really close to break even. NQ's barely in negative, so we'll see if we get some SMT divergence here. I suspect we will, which would kind of suck because if we do, it's likely we'll just whipsaw most of the day. There isn't much displacement on here either. Um, we haven't seen a we haven't seen a candle with much displacement pretty much since this one here, and even this one here created a volume imbalance that was left open. So again, pretty gnarly price delivery this morning. And right here, we're back to that SMT divergence. So mm. So I can frame both sides, um, buy side as well as sell side right now, which is even more reason to not take a trade. I could see this being a propulsion block. Um, this order block here, trading into this order block. But we also still have respected the midpoint of this order block so far. So I say that to say that if I can see both sides, there's no good trade for me to be in here. Just gonna come back onto the one. Yeah, the one's pretty nasty. Lots of wicks. This is the only displacement candle we have on the one. Order block here. We traded into this fair value gap here actually. It did not close below the midpoint, so just nothing really good to go off of right now. Drop back down to the 15-second. So in order, I think for right now, for me, in order to take something on the buy side, I want to see us balance this price range. So I want to see price come up here, just to balance this because we have this sell side delivery. So I'd want to see buy side delivery to balance that. And then look for some sort of discount PD array. If I was to be looking on the sell side, I'd want to see price come up, um, and respect this, and then create a premium PD array. But not sure we're gonna get either of those with this price action that we're seeing. Look at this on the one, just very wicky, not clean at all. So displacement candle there. I still don't trust this though. It's just way too slow. Normally we'd get this displacement candle and then we'd start wanting to come down a little quickly. Especially considering how close we are to the sell side. Uh, like at this point we were what, 9 handles, 10 handles out. So the fact that we did that and came right back up just kind of shows me that we're gonna be here for a little bit. Or minimally, we're not in a rush to take out the sell side. Okay, starting to show some signs of life. So right now, if this is going to become efficient, we want to see this candle here start to run down, or the very next one start to run down, heading for this sell side. Otherwise, we'll probably remain pinned. So very slow here. Normally, we'd want to see some magnitude here. Okay, there we go. Took out the sell side there. This is very, very weird price action. Even on the 15-second here, it's very slow. So this is still just like incredibly slow. Um, Not really sure why. We have built an incredible amount of sell side liquidity here. Hmm, this is weird. We're trading like the market is closed right now. So we just came up and tapped this here. It's today's new day opening gap. I'm genuinely unsure why we're trading this way. I'm gonna give it to like 10:30, 10:35. Um, if we can continue to trade this way, I'm just gonna close up shop and not trade the rest of the AM session. Nothing here really. See, I don't think there's nothing happening today. Yeah, there's no other data being released, so I don't know why we're just hanging out right here. So there's all this sell side here. Um, and here's a 20% TGIF. But this delivery is just so garbage. I would rather miss the trade than to be in a trade right now. Seeking sell side. So it's almost 10:30. Give it a few more minutes here. What up, bud? What's up? Hmm? Still don't really care for this. Um, it's gonna be a little bit of a Judas swing coming up and then heading back down. I'm not even going to start to consider anything until we at least balance this price range. So price came up to 22,038. Then I'd start to consider something for buy side, but otherwise it's there's no reason to trade in this sort of delivery. Yeah, still nothing worth eyeing here. This is interesting. I haven't seen a day like this since maybe November. This is a type of price action where if you try to trade in it, you're probably gonna get smoked. Let's see, 15. Hmm. So it's very possible that on the 15 we could be forming an order block. I don't know. The higher time frame is higher for longer, but we could retrace. Could also just sit here and accumulate orders for going higher. I don't think we actually have a direction right now. This is pretty bad. So you can see that before the candle even appears and starts to form, we have a wick the second the candle appears. That's not it's not really good at all. See the wick right there before price even did anything. Massive wick right there before we even got a body. I think I'm gonna start wrapping up here. Anybody's watching this to learn, use this price action as price action to not trade in because it is virtually impossible to trade in it and be correct. The only way to be correct in this price action is to one, scalp it, but secondly, you have to, and this may be first, you have to catch the very first PD array in that price delivery, which is really, really hard to do, especially considering we're only able to really see anything on the 15-second time frame here. The 1 minute isn't giving you enough to do anything. What's up, buddy? Come on, let's go get jackets. Jackets. Let me see if this is a new week opening gap here. Nope, new day opening gap from yesterday. Still nothing going on in terms of delivery. I ideally would like to see us come down and hit this TGIF level, but not certain we will. And that's pretty much all I've got. So I'm gonna close it here.